Hi everyone, this is Dr. K. Pradeep Reddy, Associate Professor, School of Management, Sage University, Bhopal. Would like to bring you about accounting rate of return in this video. And let us see what is this accounting rate of return or average rate of return. Both are one and the same. So this method usually takes into account the earnings expected from the investment over their whole life, and it is also known as accounting rate of return method. But the reason that under this method, the accounting concept of profit, that is net profit after tax and depreciation, is used rather than cash inflows. According to this method, various projects are ranked in order of the rate of earnings or rate of return. So the project with the higher rate of return is selected as compared to the one with lower rate of return. And this method can also be used to make decision as to accepting or rejecting a proposal. See, usually the last two methods like payback period method and post payback profitability method suggests us only when we have to select a project when we have an investment. So when you have made an investment, this method, that is average rate of return method or the accounting rate of return method, takes into account the expected earnings, that is the earnings from the project. So then we can calculate after deducting the net profit and the tax and the depreciation. So we will be getting one figure so that we can decide whether the project is feasible or not. So as far as the accounting information that is concerned, we know that the full and fair information will be there with us, so that we also will be accepting a project with a higher rate of return. So usually so that management also can take decisions that where the higher rate of return is there, we can accept that projects. So let us see how to calculate this average rate of return method. Under this method, the profit after tax and depreciation is calculated, and then it is divided by the total capital outlay or the total investment of the project. You can see the formula that has been given here. ARR is equal to total profits after depreciation and taxes divided with net investment in the project into 100, so that we will be getting what is that average return that we are getting from the investment. So the other formula that has been given as average return on average investment, because here we at sometimes we want to know what is the average return that we will be getting from this investment if I invest for 10 years. So in that connection, a different formula has been suggested stating that average annual profits after depreciation and taxes divided by average investment into 100, so that when a group which is having a different number of projects, so these type of average rate of return methods or accounting rate of return methods are suitable. So in that connection, it has been suggested. And let us look into the merits of this method. It is easy to calculate and simple to understand. And it is based on the accounting information rather than cash inflows. Why? Because in the other methods, they were suggesting that you have to consider only the cash inflows that are generated from the project. But this method is suggesting that you have to take the accounting information. So that is the profits after taxes and depreciation. So it is not based on the time value of money, because this is one of the traditional methods. So it is not considering the time value of money, and it considers the total benefits associated with the project, so that an investor also can decide what is the level of investment and what benefits are to be taken into consideration. So if we look into the demerits, it ignores the time value of money. So as we are not into the discounting factor methods, so we have to treat this as this point as the one of the demerit, and it ignores the reinvestment potential of a project. And different methods are used for accounting profit. According to some, profit will be considered after tax and depreciation, some will be considering before tax and depreciation. So it leads to some difficulties in the calculation of the project. So at times when that point of doubt is there, so it will be becoming difficult to arrive at what is actually profit. So when we look into the accept or reject criteria, if the actual accounting rate of return is more than the predetermined required rate of return, the project would be accepted. And if not, it would be rejected, is the basic thumb rule of accepting or rejecting this project. Hope you might have understood about the accounting rate of return method. Thank you, everyone.